on northbound South Dakota Interstate 29 between Iowa State Line and Sioux Falls. There is a National Weather Service blizzard warning in effect for areas across this segment until noon Central Time, Friday. As of 1:05 a.m. Central Time, road conditions are as follows. From Iowa State Line to Junction US 18 West, exit 59. Visibility less than 1/2 mile. Blowing snow, slippery. Winter maintenance suspended. Snow covered and drifting snow with reduced speed and no travel advised. And from Junction US 18 West, exit 59 to Junction Interstate 229, Sioux Falls, exit 75. Visibility less than 1/2 mile. Blowing snow, scattered slippery spots, and scattered snow covered with no travel advised. Actual road conditions may vary from this report. Motorists are cautioned to be alert to changing conditions. The following road condition threats are forecasted for 3 a.m. Central Time, Friday through 3 a.m. Central Time, Saturday. Actual road conditions may vary from this forecast. Motorists are cautioned to be alert to changing conditions. From Iowa State Line to Junction South Dakota 50, exit 26. Snowy or slushy road conditions possible. And from Junction South Dakota 50, exit 26 to Junction Interstate 229, Sioux Falls, exit 75. Snowy road conditions possible through approximately 7 p.m. Friday. The forecast until 9 a.m. Central Time. Skies will be overcast. Visibility will be less than 1/4 mile with blowing snow. There will be continuous moderate snow changing to continuous light snow. Winds will be 21 miles per hour, gusting to 36 from the north. Temperatures will range from 26 to 32 degrees, decreasing to 21 to 23 degrees.
Hi everybody, Jared here with Faith for Freight, catching up with you once again on a new trip series. Sorry about last week, but I got a little busy, as I am now as well, and I'm gonna go ahead and film this particular load that I'm doing. I'm sitting at a rest area on I-24 westbound in Tennessee right now, about 100 or so miles east of Nashville. I got to go through there once again to get to where I'm going. I'm going to a new place that I've never been to before, and I've got until Friday morning to get the load there. It's Wednesday, just before noon right now. It's about 10 a.m. actually. And you ready? Here's the big reveal. I'm going to South Dakota. Sioux Falls, South Dakota to be exact. I got a long way to go. I don't have much time to get there, so I got to get moving. Let's go, shall we? All right, so the plan, as I said before, is to get into South Dakota on Friday morning. I picked this load up in Alabama in such a spot where I actually had to go back into Georgia to get up here to Tennessee. It just turned out to be the best way to go. There were a few different routes I could have taken, but I wanted to try to stick with the interstates for good reason. It's because it's always easier to stop for your 10-hour break when you're on an interstate. It's easier to find a truck stop or a rest area or whatever else you're looking for on the interstate instead of like secondary roads, which would be state routes, U.S. routes, any other road where it's legal to drive an 18-wheeler. So I wanted to try to avoid that. It also slows you down because you have to drive through towns and, you know, different cities, and there's more traffic, there's more red lights, school zones, all that stuff. I actually would have shaved about 60 or so miles off of my trip had I taken secondary roads, but like I said, I always want to try to avoid doing that if at all possible. So I added about 60 extra miles to it, and it turns out that the entire trip altogether, or the entire load altogether, is just over like 1,200 miles, maybe 1,250, which is going to take me about 2 days and another fourth of a day to do. So when I did my trip planning, I had to find multiple places to stop at for my 10-hour breaks, my 30-minute breaks and whatnot. I am running into an issue though, as far as the weather goes. We're actually we're going to be hitting some snow, quite a bit of snow. According to the weather report, there are going to be at least 6 to 12 inches of snow falling in the area that we're headed straight for right now. We're going to be heading through it just as that big snowstorm comes through there. So yeah, we're actually planning on being delayed by the weather. So as I said before, I originally had to be in South Dakota on Friday morning, but we're just looking at the weather and we're trying to let the customer know well ahead of time that this could be a problem, this could become an issue. And I'll go ahead and I'll throw some graphics up on the screen. I'll let you see my route, the way that I'm taking. So I started out in Alabama, just off of 85 as you come into Alabama from Georgia. That's where I picked this load up. Lynette, Alabama. That's where I started at. And I headed north on I-85 up to Atlanta, which is where I got on the inner loop of 285 going west and north up to 75 north. Then I took 75 north up to Chattanooga, jumped on I-24 west. That's where I am right now, about 100 miles east of Nashville. So I'm going to head straight through Nashville, continue on I-24 into Kentucky, which is where I'm going to meet I-59 there, just below Illinois. I'm going to head north. And then when I hit I-64, I'm going to head west, head across Illinois into St. Louis, Missouri. Then I'm going to jump on I-70 west and head across Missouri all the way to Kansas City, which is where I'm going to be jumping on I-29 north, heading up into Iowa. I thought that this was interesting right here. If you look at the map, Iowa, this I-29, I thought that it was going through Nebraska, but it's actually going through Iowa, and it's weird how that is. I'd never noticed that on the map before, but basically this I-29, it goes up north. So yeah, I'm not going to be in Nebraska, but I'm going to be about 5 to 10 miles east of Nebraska, but I'm still going to be bypassing Omaha. And that's somewhere I've always wanted to go since I started driving. I was wondering, when are they going to send me to Nebraska? I've always wanted to go there. I know that's really random. There's probably not much in Nebraska, but I've always just wanted to go there. I've always wanted to explore these particular states that I'm heading for right now. Definitely wanted to go to South Dakota. I was actually told when I got hired that we don't send very much freight to the Dakotas, and I can see, that's where that's the case, because I've been driving for over 6 months now, and this is the first load that's ever taken me all the way up to South Dakota. So Oakville. Oakville. Okay. Oakville. Oakville. Oh, I don't know. It's one of those things. I made it to where I planned on stopping. I have freshened up. Feel pretty good. Took a shower. Ready for tomorrow to get here. I'm at a pilot in, however you say that word, in Illinois. And about 41 miles from St. Louis. So I started my break at just around 16:30 or 4:30 on Central Time. And what I would like to do, since it's gonna snow and everything, is I would like to start really early in the morning. It's just before 6 o'clock now, or 1800 hours, and so I want to start my day at as early as I can tomorrow, as close to 2:30 a.m. as possible, so that I can go ahead and finish the day out, get as far as I possibly can, which I've determined is going to be somewhere around Sioux City, Iowa. If not that far, I've also got some other places picked out just east of Omaha. So that's what I plan on doing. I'd like to get the day done with before the weather even really starts. It's supposed to start snowing tomorrow evening. And actually, I told you guys wrong. They updated the weather, and they're saying that the rain is actually going to start. The moisture is going to start falling from the sky. It's going to be rain before it becomes snow, which actually makes things quite a bit more intense and more potentially dangerous, because before it turns into snow, it's going to be rain, and then it's probably going to be freezing rain. And depending on how fast the temperature drops at that point, will determine whether or not it's freezing rain, sleet, ice, any of that stuff. You know, it just depends on how the temperature drops. Right now here in Illinois, it's actually hot. It feels like Georgia up here. And actually there's it seems almost like spring has sprung here. I mean, if you can't see it, but if you were to look at my windshield, you would see bug guts all over it. And yeah, apparently the bugs here are a little bit tougher than they are down south, and if the temperature rises, maybe they're not used to that. I don't know. So apparently the bugs are out up here, and they're all over my window now. So, but anyway, I will catch you guys in the morning. Might get a little bit of St. Louis, heading over to Kansas City, and then of course heading up toward Omaha. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I gotta go to sleep if I'm gonna do this. It's gonna help a lot though if I'm able to get up that early, if I'm able to start, if I'm able to get enough sleep tonight to begin with, so that I can get up that early. It's gonna make things a lot easier on me for Friday, and it might actually give me a good opportunity to actually be there on time. So that's why I'm gonna get up so early in the morning. Anyway, I'll catch you guys then. I thank you for watching.